I know most of the guys on this app will attack me because of what I'm about to post, but I honestly need an objective opinion on this matter. I met my boyfriend just when I was going to uni, that's about getting to 6 years now. When we met he was a service personnel at that time. There were times their allowance would delay and I'll send him part of my upkeep money. I was at Nest then, and any time I'm visiting him here in Accra I buy him foodstuffs and toiletries. Other times I stock up his fridge with all varieties of food. Just because I love him and don't want him to stress. He loved me so much and I did same, so we had no issues at all. When I got to level 300, my dad lost his job due to COVID. I was working outside the country and because of the lockdown and everything he was out of work. So he came home when the restrictions were lifted. I have 2 other siblings who were also in university at that time, so things became really difficult. My dad advised that me being the youngest of my siblings in university I should defer for a year. I wasn't ready to stop school, so I confided in a friend and she advised me to get a student loan, which I did. The student loan could only take care of my fees and a part of my hostel fees. I was really shy to ask my boyfriend for a helping hand, because our relationship was never about that. At that point he was working in Nest, it's only our hostel fees that was expensive. I was paying at most 2,000 cedis per year. And my student loan was taking care of that. My dad also gives me some money here and there which I add up to pay part of my hostel fees. I took the courage to ask my boyfriend for help and he told me his kid sister is also going to university and he's saving up to pay for her fees. I kinda understood him, but at that point I was in desperate need of help, so I told him since his sister is yet to gain admission he should give me some of that money as a loan, and I'll pay him back for when his sister gets to school. He was like, I shouldn't think he doesn't want to help me, but he's also really tight. Sometimes I'll need just as low as 20 cedis just to get by. I'm school. I'll ask my boyfriend and he'll tell me I didn't ask him early, so he just sent money home. But when he wants me to come visit he can send me like 300 cedis. And when I'm going back he'll give me about 200 cedis. So when I deduct my fare in and out and other expenses I get about 350 cedis back to school. That time the fare wasn't expensive like now. I realized that was the only way I could get money from him, so I was always looking forward to when next I could visit him. My 3rd and final year in school were my most trying years in my life. God being so good, I met a couple of generous friends along the way, who tried to support me one way or the other until I graduated. I try so hard not to think about whether he really does love me or not based on how much he provides for me. At this time he managed to build a house, 2 units of chamber and hall self-contained, and at this point his sister got admission to university. He told me it wasn't that he doesn't want to help me, but he had to take care of his building project, his sister's education, and also send weekly stipend for his mom and dad. I tried to put everything behind me and trust that he actually loves me, but he's not just the man that will spend on his girlfriend. When I was about to do my service I couldn't afford to pay for a room. My house, my parents' house, was at Dawuwenya and I was supposed to do my service on campus, so I had to get a place around campus. Even that he didn't help. A total stranger I met shortly before was the one that paid my rent for me. I got through my service period without asking him for any help. Now that I'm done with my service he told me there was an opening at his workplace, so I should apply, which I did. Assured me that the job is ready and that applying was just a formality. I told him he knows I don't have family in Accra, so when I get the job I'll have to perch him for the meantime until I get my own place. He told me his big sister comes around every Sunday and he doesn't want her to think he isn't married and has a girl staying with me. We had a huge argument about that. I had to let it go. I was still expecting a response from his workplace, but it never came. I tried following up from him and he told me his boss said he's putting a freeze on hiring people at the moment. I was so disappointed cause I was looking forward to working. but somehow I felt he sabotaged me because he was constantly asking where will I be staying when I get the job. So I had to come back home with my family whilst applying for jobs as well. I told myself this new year I need to grow as the means to invest in my life. I was also applying to schools outside the country and I needed help with processing my passport and other documents to finish my application. He was always scared to voice out my concerns, because one time he told me he feels I'm with him because of his money. So last night Pipe voiced out my concerns to him and his response was I should keep praying. I was like I needed real help, not prayers. And he was like he doesn't know why I was angry at what he said because he saw nothing wrong with it. It's like we're living two separate lives and the only thing that connects us is SUROX and words of affirmation. Now I want to break up with him. My heart aches when I think about it because he keeps talking about us getting married. I'm scared I'm breaking up for the wrong reasons.